Grace and peace be unto you all on this beautiful, I should say early Wednesday morning. Uh, just dropping in once again, sharing these short, mini, short sermons with you guys by way of sharing our faith with you guys through our YouTube channel platform. That God gets all the glory, that God gets all the praise. But here we go. First off, run to God with your pain. Run to God with your pain. We were really crushed and overwhelmed and feared we would never live through it. We saw how powerless we were to help ourselves, but that was good. For then we put everything into the hands of God, who alone could save us. 2 Corinthians, the first chapter, verse 8 to verse 9. This is coming from the TLB Standard Bible. Whenever you experience something painful in life, you have a choice. We all have a choice. You can run from God or you can run to God. I'm going to say it again so you can hear me real clearly when I just stated this. You can run from God or you can run to God. Running from God never made sense to me. It never makes sense to you. How are you going to get any comfort when you're running from the greatest source of comfort? You know, many people have been through this life, lived this life, and they wonder why they have pain, they have heartache, they have tribulation in their life challenges. But my solution to you all: run to God with your pain, with your struggles, with your life challenges. Run to God. Here we go. Then it says, let me slow down. When you spend time alone with God in the years as in my early days, playing sports, being a professional athlete, being a professional cyclist like myself, always going to the gyms early in the morning, working out, doing my cardio interval training, doing my weightlifting, this conditioning training, all the above. But that's only just going to the gym. But when you're going through life, adversities, life struggle, life challenges, life situation. But here we go. Run to God with your pain. If you choose to run to God, you can use your pain to draw closer to Him in worship. How do you do that, preacher? I'm glad you asked me that. You don't tell Him what you think you ought to say. Instead, you tell Him exactly how you feel. Tell God exactly how you feel. Tell Him how you feel. Tell Him that you don't like the pain. You don't like the hurt. The Bible is called, let me slow down. Let me slow down. That is called lament. The Bible is full of people crying out to God in lament. That includes 1/3 of the Psalms. David cried out to God constantly. Everything that he was dealing with, he cried out to God. He told God how he felt. Then he said the latter part. Even complaining to God is an act of worship. You can worship in all places or all phrases of grief. You can express your shock, unload your sorrow, share your struggles, and surrender all your life challenges to God. You can ask God to use your pain for your good in your life. Here we go in there. It says, going back to 2 Corinthians, first chapter, verse 8 to verse 9. The Apostle Paul stated this: we were really crushed and overwhelmed and feared we would never live through it. We saw how powerless we were to help ourselves, but that was good. For then we put everything into the hands of God, who alone could save us. Notice what the Apostle Paul said. When they was at the end of their rope, they knew that God would save them. I'm glad that God saves us in the midst of our struggle, in the midst of our pain. You can run to God with your pain. When you're in pain, it's not a time to run away from God. It's a chance for you to draw close to God. A chance for you to draw closer to God. Trust Him more, worship Him more, and ultimately know and love Him even more in the midst of your pain. In the midst of all your pain. Run to God with your pain. God bless you.